SUMIF, COUNTIF, AVERAGEIF functions, and then newer versions, SUMIFS, COUNTIFs, AVERAGEIFs, and the various other versions, allow you to do some quite complex calculations that you often can only do in a pivot table. So we're going to go through them first. Now just understand that, for example, if I go and I find COUNTIF, you'll see that COUNTIF was the original version, and there's now a new version called COUNTIFs. We are going to teach the COUNTIFs, the plural, because the COUNTIFs can easily do what a COUNTIF can do, and it gives you more options. So you may as well learn the one version rather than learn this one and then have to learn this one. So what is COUNTIFs? It allows you to do a couple of things. So for example, I've got a little database here, and the first thing I want to do is I want to work out how many salespeople are in department A, B, C. If we gave this to you on a piece of paper, it would be very simple. You just go here and say, I'm looking for department A. Let me count 1, 2, 3. So the function that does a similar type of thing in here is the function called COUNTIFs. So just look for the plural. And you'll see it asks you two very simple questions. It says, where is the criteria range and what is the criteria? Now just to make it easy on yourself, we suggest you always look at the criteria first. So you'll notice I've clicked on criteria 1. And because of the ifs part of it, we actually can choose many criteria. But for now, we're just going to do single criteria. So this criteria, we're going to say, please look at that cell over there. Because now that we know we're looking for the A's, we can go back to the criteria range and tell Excel where it will find these letters. So I'm going to highlight this. And inevitably, these are dollar signs, because they always look at the same table. So I'm going to put my dollar signs on. In this case, that should be enough. We're not going to use criteria range 2 or any further. And when I say OK, you'll notice it says 3. So it has gone through this list and said 1, 2, 3. If I copy it down, this one here, it looks for the B's. It comes here, 1, 2. So what COUNTIFs does is it looks at a listing and counts how many times it sees whatever your criteria is. Now we want to work out by department how many units were sold. So if I gave this to you on a piece of paper, what you would do, you'd look and you say, I'm looking at department A. Let me find all the department A's and then add them up. So there's an A, I'm going to add that one up. There's another A, I'm going to add that one up. There's another A, I'm going to add that one up. Everything that we've done there, looking here, and looking here, you need to tell Excel. In this case, the function we're going to use, because we're summing, is called SUMIFs. And you'll see it's very similar to the COUNTIFs, except it's added one more criteria, which is the sum range. So what this is saying is once it's gone through all these things, what must it add up? So we're going to say it's the total units sold. So we're going to say, please, in the end, you need to add up that. I'm going to put my dollar signs on. Now we're going to give it its criteria. So it's asking for the criteria range 1 and criteria 1. We recommend click on do the criteria first because it's easier to figure it out. So that's my criteria. So where must Excel go look for the criteria? Let's go look over here. Put my dollar signs on. And when I say OK, copy it down, you'll see it's now going. So for department B, it's saying there's a B. I'm going to use that one. Here's another B. I'm going to use that one. Total comes to 19. Just to again have a look at what it's doing, if you look at what Excel is seeing, the sum range, all it's done is it's listed all the numbers. Criteria range, it's listed all the letters, and it now knows it's looking for an A. So what is very important when you do this is that the criteria range and the sum range must be the same size. So you can't have, for example, 8 items in this list and 9 items in this list. They must be the same size. Exactly the same as these ones, there's also an average ifs. So we want to know what is the average sales by department A, the total sales. So you'll see if you go look for average, you'll see there's average if and average ifs. We're using the plural. Exactly the same as the sum range. It wants to know what it will eventually average. I'll highlight that there. What's the criteria range? Remember, go to the criteria first. I'm looking for that. Where must Excel look for it? Here in the department. And when I say OK, it tells me the average. And you'll see we now know that the average for department B is 475. Let's check. That's department B. It's that one. That's department B. It's that one. And you'll see the sum is 950, but the average is 475. Just be careful here. You'll see we've got a sum here. This is a nonsense figure, so we'd rather delete that.